Hey everyone, this is the Mastermind Book Club combined with CEO Trades, where money works for you. Why are they being combined? Because we're going over very important topics on investing for the next several weeks. Mastermind Book Club has initiated a program where everyone agreed that we'd go more into investing because that's the hot topic of the day. That's the hot topic that's going to be for the next several years, at least for the decade, if not more. And why is it hot? Because of cryptocurrency. That's the bottom line. It's more because of cryptocurrency than anything else. The reality is that Bitcoin has been around for 12 years. However, it takes time before the general population accepts it, believes in it, invests in it, starts to utilize it as an actual currency. And that's what's happening now these days. And that's why we have a lot of governments speculating on what to do, how to handle it, where to go from here, how to be able to manage what's going on without, I guess, what they feel is proper authorization. I don't know how to categorize it more than that. But did you know that the language of Bitcoin itself and cryptocurrency came from the NSA? Did you know that? Do you know what the NSA is? I believe it's the National Security Administration for the United States. That's where it came from. What is the code? I forgot what it's called, but it supposedly came from there. And now it's being used in cryptocurrencies. So whoever got access to this somehow knew that type of information. Very, very powerful. Here we're looking at Bitcoin. Why are we looking at Bitcoin? We listened to a book this past week called Investors. What was it? Investors. Let's see if I can find it here. The Intelligent Investor. And this book talks about why people jump into a trade, why they exit a trade, how do they feel, why they react the way they react, and basically telling you why, the why of things. So that's why I want to show you here through examples how the investor in general reacts. Number one, currently Bitcoin is at 32,957 or so, right? But guess what? Most people didn't jump in here. Most people jumped in up here from 55,000 upward, right in here above. This is where most people are. And this is known, according to one of my mentors, as the bag holders. Right in here, this right here is a bag, an inverse bag. And these people are holding money because Bitcoin is devalued. It's lower than that level. It will eventually go up there and it will go up higher. However, wouldn't it be nice to be able to jump in all your assets down here? It would be nice, right? But most people, the way that they react is they start to feel nervous and anxious about being left out, also known as fear of missing out, and they start to buy up in this area right up here. Isn't that wild? But that's the reality. That's the way people work, especially people who are starting out and don't have a plan. So that's why we're here looking at the past, the present, and the future of cryptocurrency. So let's look at the past and how does this affect us in reference to the intelligent investor. Number one, it would have been nice to be able to enter down here when Bitcoin was worth a penny, a dollar or so. It would have been really, really nice. I heard about it. I would have loved to have invested in it. I never did. Never did. And that's the reality with most of us. There are very few people who invested there, but that happens. And you can see it went up here to 19,000, then it went back down to a low of, what was this low? Somewhere in the 3,000, and then it went back up to 14,000, and then it hovered right in this area, 8,000, consolidated for what? For a good period. Wow, a very good period. And now it climaxed from December of 2020 to April 21st, April 11th or 17th of April to 64,000. Now it's dropped. Why? Because of news, mainly because of news. Some people blame it on certain individuals like Elon Musk. Some people blame it on governments like China. Who's to blame? I'd say You can pick your perfect pick, but news moves either stocks or cryptocurrency in general. Now, what's happening today? That number one, you can see that they dropped here. It went a little bit up. It went back down, went up, went back down. Why did it go down here? Because there was negative news on crypto that they found some sort of scam was found out uh, by, I believe, the FBI, uh, and that affected the overall trend of Bitcoin. However, since then, there have been releases of good news because Bitcoin is working with Ethereum now somehow to be able to get back on track. And that's why Bitcoin has gone up a very little, minimal. And although I'm looking at a daily chart here, you can't see what's happening. So let's look at a little bit closer at the 1 hour chart. Now you can see here what happened. This is where it started on June 3rd. And you can see here, it is what? June 8th, down right here. You can see it's pretty much started here and it's ended up right here in that range. Now let's take a look at even the 15-minute chart, or let's see 1 second here. Now you can see much better the day. Let's see, where's the day? It's right in here. Okay, so this is pretty much where it started. We're somewhere right in here on June 8th at 2:30 in the morning. And right now it's June 9th at 15. This is GMT time, I'm pretty certain that this software gives, because this is not a software for investing. It's more of a software for getting information on what you're investing on. It's called an analysis. It could be an analysis of charts, news, statistical, financials, whatever it may be. It depends on each crypto or stock. This is very important. Now, here on the right, what did this tell me? It tells me the current Bitcoin price, 33,000. Although here I can't really tell, but it's not much of a difference anyhow. The price change in the last 24 hours was 615. So it's down just about 2%. That's not bad. It's maintained. You can see it pretty much in here, but then it dropped this bit and it's not reflected yet because it's a new day. Trading volume, 49, let's see, million billion have been traded. 48% increase in trades. That's pretty good. The volume is 0.07. Now, I don't know how to explain that number there. I'd have to do a little bit more work. Market dominance, 41%. Yep, of course, Bitcoin is the market dominance. Why? Because it's the first coin to be created, and anything that is first in its path of whatever it is, people are bound to buy it. People are bound to believe its story. And that's what's happening. Here's the market cap. You can see here, it's in billions, 626 billion. Fully diluted market cap, 702 billion. And here's the live Bitcoin price. Now, what's important here? It gives you some estimates on where do people believe that Bitcoin is headed. By 6:30, people believe that it's going to head to 41,000 high. That's not bad. All right. By July 30th, people believe that it's going to head to 44,000. That's the median. This is the average, 46,000. And then the average here is 42,000. So it's pretty similar. Pretty similar. My estimate was 57,000. Is it going to hit that high? It's possible by the end of June 30th, it could. It can hit it. But there is a chance that it's not going to hit it, a huge chance. Why? Because people have moved back to the stock market, and I can see stocks have picked up immensely, meaning that some of the investors that were in crypto have moved on back to reality and have started focusing on stocks and making gains, just like I have been. Although I didn't move anything, I just kept in there and I had a loss and I've been able to recuperate it. More financial analysis information. Where's Bitcoin? The Bitcoin major markets. It's in Binance, Huobi, Coinbase Exchange, Binance. Again, why are there two Binance? Because you have BTC in USD and you have BTC in Binance USD. But it's also being traded on the market of FTX and Binance again under ETH BTC, Ethereum BTC, which is very good to trade. But you can see the very similar prices. So it's not much to fluctuate because all that it is some sort of calculation to make it look that like it's part of the Binance and so on, Ethereum. What's the liquidity in the last hour? You can see the numbers here. If you need to know what this is, you should go into this software. It's called coinmarketcap.com, currencies, Bitcoin. It'll tell you more about that. See all markets. It's going to give you more markets. I'm not going to go through them, but I just want to give you a list here. Why is this important? Because it shows you where most traders are trading currencies, where they are, where they're located. The top 10 is probably a good place to look. Kraken, KuCoin, Bitfinex, Binance is pretty heavy. 1, 2, 3, even a fourth up to top 11, it comes out. And that shows how much power that software has. Look, five times within the top, almost 6 times Binance comes out. That's pretty powerful. That Binance is software that has not been around since the beginning of Bitcoin, but it's being heavily used because of, I guess, because of the vast exchanges that exist in there and so on. For my next video, I should be able to get into Binance and show you how to utilize it, and at least you'll get some visuals on it. Here is more information, insights. All right, how many CoinStats users hold BTC? Oh, this is my other. Sorry, I just switched over accidentally. Give me a second here. Let me just close this. Now, what is the most important factors in here? I don't know. It depends on you. For example, history is very important, meaning how many times has Bitcoin spiked? How many times has Bitcoin had 20% loss, 30% loss, 50% loss? How many times? Do you know? I've given the chart in one of my other videos. I think that it's important to know how often there is a spike and how often there is a huge sell-off of the current currency. It's very important to be aware of that, because that's how you can measure when you can jump in, when you can jump out. Yesterday, I sold some of my Bitcoin, and I sold it at almost 34,000, and I'm attempting to jump back in at 31 something. I didn't get a fill today, and I'm hoping to get a fill later tonight or tomorrow. I could be off. I don't know. We'll find out what happens. We will find out. Now, holders. What's the important thing about holders? Who's holding onto Bitcoin? This sort of gives you an idea. It doesn't tell you names. It doesn't tell you what individual is holding. It doesn't tell you any addresses. It just gives you information. So here you can see, well, it does give you addresses. Here are the addresses that are holding Bitcoin. And you can see that the top is holding 166,510 Bitcoin. And the bottom is 38,829. That's the number 20.18%. Now, you know that this is lots of money, because if you add this up, you'll be able to get a more accurate figure. Now, people are also watching these other coins here: Aave, Uniswap, Ramp, Reef, Keep, Polkadot. These are all mentioned coins, but in reference to Bitcoin, how do they affect Bitcoin? Some of them work hand in hand with Bitcoin, some of them do not. And that's the amazing thing about this. When we look at news, we see what was released today, and some of the news that I mentioned earlier is easily accessible here in this software. Give it a second to come up. I don't know why it's so slow. Let's see here. Give it a second. Let's see if it's, oops, I see my internet connection is a little bit slow. I can see it above as it's moving, and as it's getting ready to open up, we'll be able to see why Bitcoin moved today in the positive direction. I expected it to go down into the 29, 28 area, and all of a sudden it did not do that. That's the reality. It did not do that. Bitcoin has maintained its value. It sort of did a curveball on many of us. This is the domino effect. Which countries will adopt Bitcoin next? Which countries will adopt it? So El Salvador, Paraguay have signed their pro-Bitcoin intent. That's fabulous. Brazil and Panama have also declared an interest. This is great. That's 4 Latin American countries. Fabulous. I'm all for it. MicroStrategy ups Bitcoin bond sale to 500 million. Very good. They're getting a division ready to invest more into Bitcoin. Justin Sun purchases Golden Whale Pass at Bitcoin Miami to get lifetime pass. Wow. Biden advisor holds between 25 and 43% of his net worth in Bitcoin. That's fabulous. Good for them. Good for them. Now, socials. How do you get more information? I have gone through my videos and told you where to get more information. You can go on Reddit and look for Bitcoin. You can go on bitcoin.org. You can go here at CoinMarketCap. There are many sources of information. I'd say that the most reliable sources right now are Reddit and Twitter, that where information is posted by individuals or big corporations as quickly as possible, right? Um, what else is moving? BTC Flower versus Elon by Ludo in Paris. I don't know what that is. I'm not going to look into that. Now, what is the analysis on Bitcoin? What is the analysis? So as this is coming up, this can be important to people. It also might not be very important to people. Now, this is what the signals are right now. It's showing that Bitcoin is very bearish. One person in this analysis, analytical people, is saying that it's bullish, but three are saying that it's bearish. I believe it's bearish. However, I'm still holding my limit buy at 31,000x. Net net worth growth. It's saying that it's 0.32% growth right now. Instead of being up here, it's very small growth. In the money, 0.61% of the times. I don't know how to explain that to you. It's good that you research this. It can tell you here into the block what it means, a concentration. um let's see, what is the most important things. Here's something that you can benefit from. Holders making money at current, so 71% of people are making money. Concentration by large holders, 12%. Holders composition by time held, 58% hold for a year, 31% hold from 1 month to 12 months, and 11% hold less than a month. 11%. So most people are holding for a year or more. That is pretty powerful. That is pretty powerful. Most people are holding Bitcoin. Very few people, 1 in 10 people, are selling it within the month. Transactions greater than 100K, 144.97 billion in 7 days. That means that the big whales are starting to come into this arena, and they are starting to take over Bitcoin. So be aware, if they do take Bitcoin, you're not going to have much movement if that happens. Transaction demographics, 56% in the West, 44% in the East. So guess what? The West has more transaction, and that's why GMT time is better. I believe in London and Europe and Asia is where there's more transactions being done for this. uh this was a price estimate for Bitcoin. Let me see if it comes up. Give it a second here. I already showed you this, so we don't need to go over this, except here on estimations, historical data, total estimates, estimate median. There isn't much information here, so I just want to go into the one that I invest in, and I pay for on a monthly basis, which is CoinStats. Although I'm almost ready to transition over to CoinMarketCap, because CoinMarketCap has much more powerful information. However, here's news. Look at, for me, this is much easier visual right here. Bitcoin, this was in the last 90 minutes. Whales accumulated over 2 billion since BTC dipped below 40,000. 2 billion. Wow. MicroStrategy ups. You can see that was the last information in CoinMarketCap. And although I'm paying here, you can see a little bit more current information. Bitcoin keys cannot be hacked. Skeptics question the official Colonial pipeline. Very good. NHL team has San Jose Sharks to accept Bitcoin, and so on. You see how easy that is? Now, are there any updates by the team? I have it set to alert me, and this is pretty much it for Bitcoin. And all I can tell you is, even if we look at the ratings for Bitcoin, it's usually number one coin being traded. The number one being coin. It's that, although Ethereum has been catching up, because it is early this morning, it was at 1.6 trillion. Bitcoin was at 3.3 trillion, and look at that, it's at 1.9. 1.9. Ethereum is being traded more than ever before. Is it going to surpass Bitcoin? I don't think so. However, it is likely that it will get closer to Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is number one, and now people are starting to make moves into Ethereum, into Dogecoin, into Cardano. You can see the difference. Geez, very, very small amounts compared to those top two right there, or even four. You can see the difference. The only one that's been positive is Tether, but Tether, I don't think you can make much money on. So that's it for Bitcoin. Now, where is this headed? The reality is that you should be able to see ATMs across the world accepting not only credit cards, but now you can either load Bitcoin or receive Bitcoin or send Bitcoin. That's right. That's happening. It's happening now. I've seen it. I've gone to a few states and it's happening. And although I haven't used the machines, I've seen how the transactions work. Very useful. I would say that there are a lot of these foreign exchange places that are on the brink of becoming obsolete, like MoneyGram or Western Union, and you name whatever the other ones are. And the reality is that you can do it cheaper through Bitcoin, through Ethereum, through Dogecoin, and so on. That's the reality. That's where part of this is going. People are asking to be paid in Bitcoin. Not everyone, but some people. It's is the United States still the American dream? It's starting to change because now you can be anywhere in the world and the dream can be accomplished from anywhere in the world if you're willing to go for it. Sometimes you have to move to another place just to be able to accomplish your dreams. And the dream that we're fulfilling in this mastermind group is through education to become money investing individuals, that where we can protect, save, and invest for the long term, for the short term, and be able to enjoy life at the same time. So that's it. This is CEO Trade signing off until tomorrow, where we will look at what's happening in the markets and where I would invest $1,000 tomorrow, Wednesday. Have a good one.